bought half this morning.
We did, that's because, well, I'm afraid because people have these silly little bags now on wheels.
Yeah.
You know, slightly weaker people. Hopefully we'll go up the steps. I'll help you carry it up, Bob, alright, Bob? I'll help you carry it up.
I had a softy southern wet liberal wheelie bag, and when it made contact with good North Yorkshire grit, it fell to bits.
He was pulling, it was like a giant Louis Vuitton rag and bone man. It was like Miss Marple on crack. He was staggering and winding down this road like an old Mary.
Any part of Ace Rimmer that's like you?
Ah, that's the real Chris Marion.
Only an experienced woman could ask that.
Now you're talking, young lady.
If he answers that, he'll have to kill you.
Well, it goes back to the Scott Tracy of Thunderbird 1, you know, that's Ace. Ace is much more like me than Snakehead Arnold is, you know? And a lot of people said when Ace will be doing Ace, that's the way he should be. And I'm thinking, well, no, actually, because although Ace is like this all the time and brilliant at everything, he's actually not that funny. And after a while, he would get on your tits, frankly, without putting too fine a point on it. So yeah, I mean, look, he's a fantasy James Bond figure, but yeah, I'll always say that he's much more like me than Snegger is.
There you go, good answer. Hands up, right, okay, gentleman over here. Let's just pop through here. I feel like we've got her right.
Mr. Flibble.
She's not around, is she?
Mr. Flibble would like to know if you remember any of the routine for a tongue-tied.
That must be a question for Danny.
Yeah, no, it hurts just thinking about that. Someone put a picture up from a freeze frame from Tongue-Tied video, the original, and you know, this amazing back bend with the kick in the air, and I thought, oh dear. And they said, can you do that at the next convention? No. I can remember it hurting, you know, Cuban heels, nice tight fitting red pants, and lots of high kicks, and it's never comfortable wearing a jockstrap with 20 female dancers around you. Hey, you're making your own jokes up over there, mate. Hey. No, well, no, it was a great experience for me. Chris and Craig, though, I think if you look...
were brilliant.
Chris and Craig, the great thing about it is if you look at their faces, they are in character, but not because they were acting, because you could actually see Craig seething on it. If you look at the video of that, he's just like this.
I mean, my contribution to Tongue-Tied, the dancing, I couldn't remember on the day, so I can't remember it now. So tell Flibble, no, is the answer.
But I think that's what made the number what it was, because if it was three guys being all slick and clean, that wouldn't be Red Dwarf. You know, I think Chris and Craig were literally in character all the way through it, which made the number, made the cat, you know, look more like the cat anyway, because he never paid them no mind all the way through the number. Not one, there was no look, nothing. He was just that selfish guy enjoying his moment, and these guys were just along because they had to be along there.
Fantastic, thank you very much indeed. Another question, we'll go down the front here to this gentleman.
Hi guys, this is a question for Robert. Being as we're in Scarborough, I wondered if you would ever consider a return of your very Yorkshire Sparehead 3, if you remember that one. Anybody remember the Yorkshire Head?
Sparehead 3.
Yes, that was funny.
Yeah. He had I think it's only fair to say, in very large inverted commas, a Yorkshire accent.
It was funny.
I'm absolutely ruffled with silicon rickets. And you're coming in here with all your highfalutin humanoid ideas, you dirty little bastard.
That was your generic northern accent, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think it's very generic.
It's like Jim Laker on crack.
That was a very peculiar experience because you think that always happens in Red Dwarf for all of us. You know, you think, oh, this costume's uncomfortable, or oh my God, these boots don't quite fit. And then there's always another level. So you think, oh, crime, you've got to rub a head on, you're really hot. No, we're going to put your head through a shelf and stick you in a box for 14 hours. Yes, there's always a next level of discomfort on Red Dwarf.
You've got to do it 3 times.
And you've got to do it 3 times. Yeah, because we had to shoot that again and again because of all the different heads.
Another question from the floor? Gentleman in the green top there. The green top. How could I miss that?
Thank you very much for being here. Thank you so much for attending and
Is this going to be a riddle?
It's not, unfortunately. Although shamelessly self-promoting Geek Pub Quiz in the bar later on, I am the quiz master. What I want to ask was, who were your favourite guest stars on Red Dwarf?
Wow.
So of all the guest stars that have been on there, and there's been loads.
There's been so many. You could get hung here.
I mean, Jenny Agutter certainly was amazing because she's Jenny Agutter.
Yeah.
You know, and that was. I mean, it was only we filmed with her for a morning, didn't we? It wasn't that long, but she was extraordinary. And
They had to peel us off of her.
yeah,
You know, it was just like, Jenny's in, she's doing dialogue, who cares?
yeah.
Frances Barber's in, she's doing dialogue, who cares?
I wasn't there that morning when
I think
Jenny
you were you?
No.
You did. We met Geraldine
McEwen.
Geraldine McEwen. She was amazing.
Diva.
Yeah.
Diva, these are huge.
Tim Spall. Tim Spall was extraordinary. He was brilliant.
Old Rossi.
Francis Rossi.
No.
Well, David.
David Ross.
David Ross.
The original
character.
The original
Crichton.
Yeah.
As the voice
He
of
was a
Talkie
big-
Toaster.
Big theatre.
Big theatre, lovely.
Bobby kicked his up. Bobby came in and took over.
Tell you, I'm trying to think of someone else. No, I can't remember. But they're all lovely.
There's loads of them.
The only thing that happened when we filmed, what episode was that with Jenny?
What's the guy I bumped into the other day who played Abraham Lincoln? Big actor.
Jack Clash. Jack Clash. I was an actor in Red Dwarf one day. I played Abraham Lincoln. And that's when you're sitting in his kitchen having a cup of tea. You go, it's all right, Jack, I can hear you.
Jack, there's no audience, man.
He's a proper actor.
I think in Meltdown we had Elvis.
Yeah.
He was brilliant.
Extraordinary.
Well, they went that way.
Okay, boys, reach for the sky. Let me see them on the stains. You couldn't.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, he was great. So yeah, no,
There's so many.
We've had great fun with them all. No, it's been great.
It's not about Star Trek, is it? Sorry, it's the uniform.
Anyhow, this is a question for Chris. In season 7, when you had to leave the series to become a swimmer, was there some kind of empty feel without Chris in this set when you had him replaced?
Sorry, you're going to have to repeat that, I'm afraid.
I knew it was a Star Trek question.
Season 7.
Yeah, like when you became a swimmer to take over the one who was visiting, because
Oh, yeah.
and when you were gone and you were replaced with Chloe Kachansky, was there some kind of empty feel that that was missing?
I still don't understand the question.
Can you repeat the question? I couldn't quite understand it.
Basically,
Did you miss it?
Did we miss Chris when he was gone?
yes.
Did you miss what? Did we miss Chris when he wasn't in the episodes he was in Series 7 then when he wasn't?
Did we miss him?
Yeah.
No.
Well, I did because I'm a wet liberal and I miss everyone.
Robert did because he was apologising again.
I'm sure that was a question for me.
Did we miss you, Chris?
I knew it was a Star Trek question.
Chris, did we miss you? Can you answer, please?
Well, do you know what? Craig walked up to me I won't tell you what he said. But it wasn't about you two. But he walked up to me and says, "Why do you have to go, man?" I says, "Well, I just look tired. You know, I've just done British Empire, I'm knackered, and I booked a holiday." He went, "Thanks a lot, man. You've left me with this lot." Or words to that effect.
Yeah.
You can ask him tonight.
Now, there's very quickly, James, there's a little chap down here. I just want to pass the microphone
Yeah, I know
over.
that guy, man.
There you go. Hello, Captain.
Which was your funniest moment?
Funniest moment.
Funniest moment.
Quarantine. And for me, it was removing Lister's shrinking boxer shorts. Stays in the mind. It was an exceptional moment because I was busy vacuuming. You know, I was just getting on with my day job, and suddenly Lister puts on boxer shorts that started shrinking, and I had to pull them off. That's all I was doing. I was pulling off his boxer shorts while I had an enormously long vacuum attachment attached to my groin. Perfectly normal, run-of-the-mill day.
Another one of those scenes where I was standing off stage, looking, thinking, bastards. As we waited for hours before the laugh died down, just sitting there going. But I did get my own back with. Was he Swedish? That was big. I had to look at Chris for about a minute. Yeah, it was big. That was like really nerve-wracking. That was knowing I had a whole week of knowing that was a huge gag, and that if I screwed that up, it was just not going to be good. So even though it was just 3 words, it was just petrifying. I was so glad when it was over. You could see it in my face. It's great.
Actually, that was the.
It was a long gag, Bobby. It started in the first scene.
Yeah.
And you guys had been in, and you'd done all your gags, and they were huge woofers.
Yeah,
I was thinking, oh my god. You know, I think you came in third.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. We actually it was an unusual experience on Red Dwarf because we shot a scene. And we all got it right, and all the cameras were right, and all the microphones were right, and all the doors were right, and everything was right, and we did it all in one go, and then we always had to do everything more than once.
Yeah.
That was just went boom, and they went, right, moving on, and we went, oh wow, we've actually done a scene. You've done a scene, and it worked.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
I don't know what my funniest moment is, really. Well, there's so many funny moments in Red Dwarf. But yeah, the one that Robert mentioned, because I had the next line while he's trying to remove the boxer shorts. And my next line was...
That was a huge good.
Lister, you'll bonk anything. And of course I had to wait an eternity to come in.
But to have like that minute wait while the laugh died down for the boxers, knowing that you've got a stonker coming, and then...
Because there was a production assistant looking through the set towards me, and she kept sort of going, and I kept going,
No. They're still laughing.
so I sort of let them laugh, and I think that's what they wanted to do. But then there's a point where you can't leave it any longer because we've got to get on with the show. If we let all the laughs run as laughs, the shows would be 45 to 50 minutes long, So, so I had to sort of go in and ride the laugh somehow, which I think I just about got away with. We got to pitch up, it's completely unnatural, but it was one of the funniest moments.
Yeah, but you did have to virtually still shout the line because they were still laughing.
Oh yeah.